Welcome to the Story Tinker podcast, a place for in-depth analysis of stories, mainly from Webtoon. Co-hosted by sharp, witty, and dare I say, thirsty fans, we dive deep in every episode, analyzing character struggles, relationship development, and of course, theories. We also interview people working in creative industries. You can follow the Story Tinker on YouTube, podcast platforms, and social media. For bonus content, sneak peeks, and more, you can support the Story Tinker on Patreon. We're really appreciative of your likes, subscribes, follows, comments, and ratings on all platforms. Thanks for listening to the Story Tinker, and let's get started. Here we go. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 95 of Monday Pocketland, and we are here with Christine and Vita.
Hi guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Awesome. All right, so let's hop right into it. Christine, take it away.
All right. So we start off, we see Poppy like in that really cute crop top. It's so cute. I wish I could wear a crop top. It's so cute. Just staring at Tora, and the inner monologue is like, it's not that I don't appreciate everyone looking out for my safety, but the situation's too far-fetched to be real. And we get like just a shot of Tora and just like his blank staring, and it says concealer, and I don't understand why.
Neck tattoo.
Me neither.
It's the neck tattoo.
Oh.
Yeah, he covered up his the mafia insignia.
Interesting. I wonder why though. What's the occasion? Does he like not show it in the office?
I guess so. I was a little bit confused by that too, but yeah, it was just what I caught. I didn't really think more into it, but obviously that's what we're here to do today.
I'm trying to remember. I remember when he wore the black tone like the first time. When he was making out with Poppy in the closet, he was wearing a shirt, right? I'm pretty sure you could see it. No? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember if he hasn't shown, Erdine and Jacob yet.
Yeah, because Quincy had the conversation with them too, but maybe Tora didn't know about that.
I don't know. We know it's special forces within the development. Maybe he doesn't want them to know he's special forces. Okay.
Maybe he's risking, or maybe like, I don't know, what's his name? Gil planted some like cameras in there and like spying. I don't know. And sees Tora. I don't know.
True. Good point.
But anyway, then in the next panel we see Poppy's like, that green shirt's really hurting my eyes. And I'm like, girl, it's the same color as yours. But I also like that it's like the same color, and I'm like, oh, they're couple shirts.
Yeah.
And that's why she's annoyed.
So cute.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be nice to Tora at this moment in time. She just wants to say something mean, and she just says the first thing that comes to mind, even if it doesn't make sense. She's angry at him.
Yeah, understandably, but. And then so we see next panel we see Poppy just turn away. Anyway, I need to pack my stuff. Come in 20 minutes and don't be late. And we just see Erdine and Jacob being like, sorry, big bro, but I tried to help. Tough luck, big bro. Sorry. And I'm like, they're calling him big bro now? That's cute.
Right. They picked it up. Where'd they get that? Did they hear anyone else call him big bro? Okay.
I think maybe maybe Erdine picked up like the big bro thing from Pinky, but I don't know where Jacob could have picked it up from.
Sure.
He wants to be one of the boys.
Oh, that's true. He just wants to fit in. And then next panel we just see like Quincy like coming up to Tora's ear and being like, uh-oh, looks like your smashing new haircut isn't gonna cut it either. And I was like, okay, so then the haircut wasn't Tora's idea, or was it Tora's idea? Like, and if it wasn't his idea, who forced him to do it? Was it Quincy's idea?
Maybe Quincy was like, hey, she's mad at you. You got to do something to make her like fall for you.
Yeah, or at least distract her. Like maybe he spoke with Erdine or Jacob and got like the insider information on what she was wearing, and then okay, we do the same outfit, we'll get a haircut. We're gonna find some way for her to talk to me. She can't ignore this.
I like that.
I like that too.
So cute.
And Quincy continues, and maybe you should change out of that shirt unless you want her to rip it off. And then
I love
and Tor's inner monologue is, why are they being so nice to me now?
Yeah, I think it's funny because he's got them the job, and I think that's why they're being nice, but he doesn't even realize, which shows well on Tora, that when he does someone a favor, he doesn't, at least in this case, he doesn't expect them to do anything in return. Like he'll call in mafia favors, as we see, but I think, he did this because he felt that he had to, like it was the right thing to do. And he's like, why are they being nice? He doesn't understand. So I think that's good for him. Shows something good about him.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. And next panel, Tor's just walking away, and Quincy just like, you, and he's like, wait a minute, I just had the most brilliant idea. And then Tor's just like, shut the hell up, Quincy.
Maybe because his other brilliant ideas did not work. I love Quincy. He's such a cutie pie. He's always like always with his like innuendo and romantic scheming. I love him. He's just like me. I'm that one amongst my friend group.
He's a good wingman for Tor.
He is, but he's always like, he tries his best, but sometimes he's just a step behind or a step like he's not quite there.
Yeah.
He meddles, but not always the way he should.
Mm-hmm. I like the meddling.
For sure.
And then next panel is Erdine saying, so what's the plan now, Pops? And Poppy's like, tell you guys later, I gotta run. And then Poppy's inner monologue is, half of me still can't believe it's true. And then we see Poppy's thought, like, always honest, my fat hamster ass.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
Cute. And I'm like, well, he was being honest, he just didn't tell you everything.
Questionable definition of honest, but okay. You can tell you very important things.
True.
Yeah.
He left out some important details.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Come on, Tora. You knew better, but you still dragged her along.
Mm-hmm. And then Poppy's monologue continues, but it didn't take long for me to come around to Tor's suggestion. And then we see Poppy from like last Saturday morning. She's typing away. After returning from Tor's, I spent all morning sticking my head in the sand and looking for a new place to rent, just in case. And Poppy's thinking, there are a few rental units I can still reasonably afford, but I'll only have to forfeit my deposit here and have to make a second deposit in the new apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ouch.
Yeah. I know what that is. That feels like.
I'm like, Tor, are you gonna help with that too?
Uh-huh. Well, he doesn't want her to, be in any apartment. He wants her to be in an apartment that he controls, right?
That's true. And Poppy's just thinking, darn it, I should have accepted Erdine's offer to cleanse the house from bad luck right from the beginning.
I don't know if it would have helped her. Sorry, Poppy, you're in this story and bad things are gonna happen to you.
Mm-hmm. That's probably only gonna get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I like the fact, right? She doesn't want to, she's trying to see what options she has. She doesn't want to just do what he says. And I think a lot of it's because she's angry, but also because she is an independent person and she doesn't like being told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And Poppy's just looking off in the distance and saying, and I should start tidying up the place or something. And then we just see badump. But I've been rooted in this spot ever since I got back. And we just see like the panel with like her stuff like strewn about and she's looking at it. And then I guess she grabs like Tor's jacket. Is it Tor's jacket?
Yeah.
And then she said,
it has like her, no, I think she took her sweatshirt off or something.
oh,
And then she grabs, it's a little confusing, right? Because she took it off.
Yeah.
It looks like,
and whatever.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Lily didn't mean to make that Taurus sweater instead of her own sweater. Because that would make more sense, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But either way, she puts on Tor's jacket and it's like, I'm with this stinky clan. Who are you mother effers with?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mhm.
First, I was thinking like, wait, is this like her clan that she's from, like her mom's side of the family or whatever, or her dad's side, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, she just means Tora makes thinking.
Yeah. And then is she like growling? She's just like, "Arr."
Yeah, trying to be intimidating.
So, well, I think that actually might be her stomach because she then goes to the kitchen,
Wow.
which she was avoiding. So I
Ah.
think that she's just hungry.
I thought that was her trying to act tough.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah, I think her facial features would express that if that was the intent.
Mm, true.
The one thing I wanted to highlight, just backing up a little bit,
Mhm.
when she's sitting at her computer, there's the banner that said that's kind of obscured by the plant. Why be moody when you can shake your booty? And we
Yeah.
like, that's what it says. And it's like really interesting. I feel like the next couple panels is just there's an insight into what Poppy is feeling because she doesn't want to be moody. She's someone that is bubbly. But then as you scroll down, and especially when you get to the when her heart starts to race, the lighting gets dark and you can tell she's having a little bit of PTSD or some of the flashbacks from that night.
Mhm.
And then that's when she starts picking up Tora's sweater and almost impersonating him. And it's kind of her way of coping through a really dark time. Like, oh, what if I was tougher? What if I pretend I'm in Tora's stinky clan? And even though it was kind of play acting, it was still a way for her to like not be moody, but to actually kind of work through her emotions and both cheer herself up and maybe create a scenario where maybe she would have acted tougher, and kind of channeling some of Tora's energy, though. You know,
Yeah.
she's our cutie pie, and some people just don't have that intimidating factor. Well, actually, no, I take that back. She does. She just wasn't able to channel it in that moment.
Or maybe she did, and that's what allowed her to get the knife.
Mhm. She got it. She got a good
Yeah.
slice out of him.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then Poppy thinks, gosh, Toya's reputation would be flushed down the toilet if all his men sounded like me. Oh, yeah, it makes sense now. She's like, I'll make some food, then get to packing the house. So she was hungry. And then we just see her like kind of like stop and but you see like she's sweating and kind of like you know, she has a hard time breathing or like she's breathing harshly, and like she just sees like her kitchen messed up, and then we see the outside of her apartment, and then she just runs outside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's gasping when she's really like kind of having a panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
Again, she's very traumatized by what she experienced in that kitchen. She just has to get out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was also looking for a friend that she could actually talk to, like you, who knows about what happened, like he was there, and just touching base, knowing that there's a friend there looking out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think you can continue, Vida.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So she runs outside and she realizes that Gyu isn't on duty; it's someone else. And we can definitely see like her visible disappointment for that, especially since she's going through such an intense emotion. But more than that, she's also questioning like strangers, like who is this guy? And then when she's finally able to take a second, she realizes, oh, it's just the mailman. Then we see.
Yeah, it's funny because like her vision is like everything is black. It's like the day is black. And the shadow, and like she's worried about these two people who turn out to be like random, innocuous, very friendly looking people, but she's so paranoid because of her experiences. that everything just seems ominous to her.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Exactly. And then we see her phone ringing. Let's see. The one thing I wasn't sure about was whether she initiated the call or if Tora initiated the call. That was one thing I wasn't quite sure about. I think the way I read it or interpreted it was, okay, Gyu's not around. Let me just swallow my pride. I'll call Tora.
She did, because you see, he's the one who says hello first. Click hello, and then she says Tora. So usually the person who answers says hello.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And then she's like, but what if I change my mind? When can we leave? And yeah, that's when we kind of flash back to the present day where, you know, she's almost unpacking and she's shipping all of her stuff to someplace outside of the city.
But you know, she was questioning before, just to go back, she was saying pride or sanity, pride or sanity. Her pride didn't want to let her go with Tora. But then she realized she's like going insane in that apartment, and she's going insane with paranoia and fear. And like every little interaction is just like setting her off and making her suspicious and fearful. So she ended up choosing her sanity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So then we cut back to present day when Tora and Poppy are matching. But kind of like what you're saying, like she still is really mad and she feels like she's being treated like a child, and not like her own being who is capable of making her own decisions, even though that she is, so to speak, how do I put it? Like she's in the deep end, like she's navigating uncharted territories. That's what I was thinking of. And then we zoom in to Tora's hands, and you can tell that Lily kind of brightened them up, like, oh, this is cute. And he's being so careful and gentle with his little potted plants. And Poppy makes note of that, and she's, you know, like she still feels for Tora and still likes him. She's just sorting through her emotions right now, and rightfully so.
Well, before we continue with that, could I just, with how much I love that Quincy is just lounging in this chair? The Tora's actually
in a director's chair, being like, yes, you do that. I'll just sit here, you know.
reading the newspaper. He's such a cutie. I love him. He's so
I love
hilarious.
him.
My baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah, we see Tora peek up and finally notice that Poppy's around, and they kind of like make eye contact, and then Poppy is like, oh wait, I'm mad at him, turns around. And then she's like, you don't have to be gentle with those plants, they're not mine. You can tell that she's being a little petulant.
It's
like
I don't like your shirt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I always say to like my fiance, like whenever like we're in an argument, I'm like, I still love you, but I don't like you right now.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yep. You just need a little space. And then she goes on to explain like why he doesn't need to bother like taking care of them. Kind of like, I don't know, she's just finding something to scold him about, really. Yeah, how they belong to previous owner, and she just kind of got saddled with them.
It also shows she's a caring young soul. I mean, I know it's not like animals or something, it's plants, but still, she's responsible, she cares.
Yeah, she's a nurturer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see that she's kind of annoyed with herself, and I don't know if you guys get this way, but it's like so infuriating. Like I get really mad at someone and then I cry, but it's not because I'm sad, it's because I'm just so freaking angry at them. And when I saw Poppy kind of wiping at her eyes, I kind of thought that was the same thing. You know what I mean? Like she's just so mad at him, and she just needs like that moment to calm down, where she's just frustrated with herself. Like she knows she's acting out. She knows she's being petulant. Yeah, yeah, so then she kind of has the inner monologue again. But I need to drive home the fact that I'm dead serious about this. One day of silent treatment for every day that he hid this from me. I mean, might be taking
That's
it
a,
far, but-
like, that's a long time.
Yeah, right. That's like day one. How many days has it been? A month? I don't know.
I know.
Yeah, my gosh. So let's see. And then she kind of pauses and then she's like, oh, speaking of mail. Okay, so I'm being a massive hypocrite here, but if you got Erdine and Jacob into freaking, well, I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff. Is it Oldify?
Sounds good. Pretty sure it's made up. So
Yeah. Then what about me? And then she realizes, oh, she got an offer too. And I'm not crazy about what Tora did.
Mhm.
It feels almost like he kicked her while she was down. You know, like and
Bad
then-
timing, boy.
Yeah, like real bad timing. And then we see her freaking out, like rightfully so. Am I a freaking joke to him? And then Quincy's like, oh no, now what? And we see Tora's eyes go, like, like it's one of those things you just couldn't help it in the moment, but then it's like you it's not instant regret because it's not instant, right? But like he knows he did wrong, like he knows it.
This
And
is
then-
piling on. Like she's already mad at him.
Yeah. And then we see the little conversation between Quincy and Tora. Your mafia grave digging skills are really coming in handy now, huh? And then he's like, well, it was funny at the time. And you can tell that he just has absolutely no idea how to treat like an equal, if that makes sense. Because he has Quincy, who's kind of like his boss, but he still makes fun of them. And he has the thuglets that are like under him, but then he doesn't know how to treat Poppy. So he will make fun of her in places where he shouldn't make fun of her. Case in point, because he's just so used to doing that with other people that are close to him. And he just doesn't know how to navigate this. He was like totally in his own head, like, this is so funny, this is hysterical. And then we see Quincy going in. Have I talked too much? Is it your turn yet? I forget where I was.
Yeah, I could take over from here.
Okay, cool.
So Quincy decides to take it upon himself to fix the situation, which I appreciate, because he realizes she's just too mad at Tora to communicate. And he's like, I can explain on behalf of Tora.
I like that he's like, sorry, I like that he's like the mediator between them. Like he's always in between them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what happens next, actually, I'm kind of curious, but I'll get to it when I get to it, and I want to hear your thoughts. But she is, turned away. She's still so angry. She can't even look him in the face. And she's like, highly unlikely. And see for yourself. So I'll never be able to set foot in that place for the rest of my life. And she hides her face in her hands. And Quincy looks at it, and what does it say? Dear Mrs. Poppy Lundwooks, after much consideration for your job application that has been personally overseen and endorsed by our company CEO, we are henceforth very pleased to extend to you a job offer with Odilphi, with effect from blank, blank, blank. Job title, Chief Executive Hamster. Job scope, whatever the F I want. Working hours, whenever the F I want. Salary, say pretty please, Tora. Oh my God. I would shoot him. Well, I'd punch him.
Oh, I'd be hilarious.
I'd like the working hours of whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
Though it's like
for pretty please, or for pretty please, Tora.
so demeaning.
Oh.
And yeah, she's trying to be a professional, right? Like, yes, okay, he's getting her a job and like it's a personal favor. But she is always trying to like put her best foot forward, be a presentable adult. She moved to Narran City. She's so excited. She's trying to get a real job and be, a fully actualized adult woman. And here he is treating her like a little baby. Oh my God.
He's trying to put the hamster in the hamster cage.
At Odilphi, at like a real professional company that like is very respected. Now she feels like she's just gonna be a laughing stock there.
And I feel like it's a point of insecurity for her too, because even when she started working at was it the Goldfish? It was the Goldfish, right? No, the giant fish, the giant goldfish.
Giant
It was
goldfish.
like the koi reference. Because she borrowed clothing from her dean, and she felt very self-conscious of what she wore, even the first time she met Mr. Lamb, who literally judged her based on what she was wearing. Like, this is a point of insecurity for her. And Tora just got the screwdriver, went right inside her insecurity. Like, what? No. He
And they
messed
talked about it before too. It's like he knows that like her job is really important to her.
Yeah.
It takes time. Like couples, you need time to learn how to work with each other, and he does not know. Poor Quincy. Quincy is like
It's just
trying to
loving
hold
it.
himself back. I think he's just exploding.
See, that would be me. I would laugh. Instead of like getting mad, I would laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like I think he's trying to hold back and he just can't. So and he's like, I mean, you can always send them an amended copy. Don't mind this doofus and his sense of humor. There's a reason why nobody wants him in the ultimate HR department. And she's like, what? You mean you actually tried applying for an HR position there? He's like, yeah, a couple times after he attempted to rage quit the Klan.
I did laugh at that, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. Like at first, I'm not surprised that they didn't let him quit, but I'm surprised that he was like, why would he apply for an HR position? Like, I would think he just wants to be done with them. But do you think he felt like he knew he could never get out of the Klan completely, so he'd rather switch to HR?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was sorry.
Oh, no, you can go.
I thought it was Quincy being sarcastic because I can't see the Baltimore having an HR.
I think they do, right? Because they're an organization, right? So I think there's a Klan activity.
Like a
a legit organization, like a philanthropy.
That's true.
The way it
I
was
thought like mafia was. I'm like, I don't see a mafia like HR. Like, how does that work?
yeah, the way I was thinking about it was that, like, obviously he doesn't like to hurt people and he wanted to get out of the violence of it. And he was thinking, maybe if I do a desk job or administrative work, I can do something that's more in line with my morals. Like, that's the way I took it. So he applied for those positions. But obviously Vince is a horrible person, and wants Tor exactly where he wants him. Yeah, because I feel like there's humor in that exchange, but there's also not, because like, what would have made him rage quit? You know what I mean? Vince probably pushed him way too far, and he knows that his leash is only so long, so he tried his best to kind of navigate within the system, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, he's like a slave there. He can't leave.
Well, because wasn't Tora like kind of like on leave for like a while, then like he came back, but like, do we know why he like
Bodyguard for Quincy.
Oh, was that why he like took a step back?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Right, I can't figure out if bodyguarding was the step back in or if that was the step out.
I thought that was the step out, because then he also had the run-in with the police, and it would make sense if he had to like lie a little bit lower, and it just happened that Tora's interest aligned with Vincent's interest, where he needed to like still do some work but like kind of lay low. That's the way I was thinking about it anyway.
Makes sense. So Poppy thinks this is hilarious. What a dork. She's laughing and smiling, surrounded by white again. And Quincy looks at her and he kind of has this like surprise expression where it's not like he's seeing her for the first time. And first of all, he looks amazing. Just whatever. He's got that shirt open and he's
Are you gonna change it?
Accent. And then the next thing makes me think something, because Tora is sitting down, he's touching the flowers. He's like, I feel like he's being anxious, and he's just like scrummaging through the flowers in the ground. And he hears, Poppy saying, "You really did that too?" And Quincy's like, "Yeah, really, haha." And he's, looks very anxious. he's either continuing to talk, geez, haha, and what else, whatever, and they're laughing. And Tora's like, what are they laughing? And then he stops himself, looks angry, and he says, whatever, none of my business. So I'm wondering if this is a little clue that he's jealous and he's worried that Quincy and Poppy will like each other. And that expression of Quincy's is like, huh, kind of like seeing Poppy as a person that he's interested in for the first time.
Mhm.
I don't know. Remember, we always knew that bit a long time ago that there was a love triangle, remember?
Mhm.
And that there was potentially, was in the description.
Yep.
I don't know.
Mhm.
So maybe. Well, that's starting here.
Yeah, I took it as that trope where like the second male lead like sees like the main girl for the first time. It's like, oh, okay, I see you now. Like, so, well, I don't know. Tora's
yeah.
definitely jealous though.
Oh yeah. It's interesting because I feel like there's a door that's kind of opening maybe for some tension, but the way I was reading what Lily was kind of describing about the love triangle was that she would never actually go through with it. But I mean, it's not going to stop her from adding a little bit of tension. You know what I mean? Especially to kick Tora's butt a little bit, because like he needs some karma, like he needs some like justice, and this kind of might do the trick, you know, like maybe Poppy leans into it a little bit just to get back at him. I could see it happening.
She's not planning on talking to him for a month, so who's she gonna talk to?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be there in that safe house? A pretty blonde guy. I would go for it.
Mhm.
I would snag him. He would be mine. Anyway, let's just
Mhm.
continue. I could avoid my fantasies, but yeah, I'm really curious. I would be really curious to see how that played out, because to have like that jealousy between Tora and his best friend / brother, that would be hard for him.
Mhm.
I mean,
So-
he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. Like
Or maybe Quincy's playing into it.
maybe. I think I could
Like-
see him
like-
playing into it.
Like as in like, okay, let's twist the knife into Tora a little bit. Let's try to push them together by, you know,
Interesting. Rather than him actually being interested in Poppy.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's more of like a catalyst for Tora to kind of like wake the F up. Like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
Because Quincy knows that like Tora is like head over heels for Poppy. So like,
People also
And I
do
feel like
stupid things.
Quincy's definitely
So
mischievous enough to do it. Because like he meddles, right? Like he's known for meddling.
mhm.
He genuinely likes Poppy. He adores Tora. Like to me, it seems well within his character, both to mess with Tora and to push them together by, like you were saying, driving the knife in.
Mhm.
interesting. To me, that look of like surprise when looking at her seemed genuine, but we'll see. It's only one look, and we have more to come. He looks beautiful though. He's got those like aquamarine eyes, green blue. Oh, so gorgeous. Sorry. And he's like, whatever, none of my business. He's smoking, right? He's stressed. So you can say it's none of his business. He certainly feels it's his business. And he walks away and he's like, come on, let's go. It's getting late, right? Because he's like, gotta break up the party. Gotta let them talk. Let's go.
It's gonna be an awkward car ride though.
Oh. And he's like, coming. And that's the end. I want them to chill together. Well, yeah, I'm curious. Okay, so I don't know, thoughts on the future? What's here?
In the future.
Is she gonna be in the safe house while working at Oglivy? Like, not Oglivy. That's funny. Oglivy is a big marketing firm. Delphi probably is based on that. Okay, that's why. I worked marketing and we worked with Oglivy, so it's like it slipped in my head. Got it. That's probably it. Okay. Yeah, so is she gonna work there and then stay in the safe house?
I'm wondering how far like Tora's gonna take like her safety. I'm like, is he gonna have one of like the thuglets like drive her to and from work. Like how far is he gonna go towards her safety?
Yeah.
And also, where is she going?
Right? Is it going to be a nice house? Is it going to be ramshackle?
One of the things I was worried about was just how much space he's going to give her, because like obviously he is one of those people where he knows he messed up, and like he's done it in the past where there's tension, and then one of his defaults is just to kind of ignore the situation until things resolve, and then they're kind of put in a place together, and then like he can be a little bit passive, you know, especially when it comes to communicating and interacting with Poppy. Like there was the time where he didn't like even text her or call her for a week, and then when they met up at the Fallen Angel, they were like chummy, like it was back to normal. But obviously Poppy was like, what the heck's going on? This is really weird behavior. So I'm wondering if we're not going to see a little bit of that coming back. And especially because Poppy's mad at him and Tora just doesn't know what to do with it. And maybe his first instinct is just to kind of hide in his shell. So I feel like that's when Quincy is really going to come along and kind of stir the pot and kind of force Tora not to ignore it. Because again, like if Quince does develop genuine feelings for Poppy, like I don't think it's going to be a full-on love triangle where Poppy is like, I don't know who to choose. I think if anything, it'll be a learning point for Quincy, if that makes sense. Basically, I could see it being a very like more of a learning, like a point of growth for Quincy than for Poppy, and a point of growth for Tora as well. Like that tension is going to drive Tora to figure out how to communicate his feelings with Poppy.
Actually, if you guys want to talk a little bit more about that, I have a particular question relating to that. Do you want to do that for the bonus question?
Yeah.
Thank you so much to my current patrons: Susie, Lady Libris, Lily, Jenny, Haley, Molly, Veronica, Emily Jo, Rochelle, Saucy Tuggles, Meg, Ann, Rose, Priya, Alexa, Misty, Laura, Joanne, Patty, Emilta, Esther, and watching people: Taurus, Poppy C, Marie, Jen, Emily, Jean, Jen, Erin, D, Kay, Lily, Beckett, Duranda, Christine, Sadie, Kelly, Daniel, Louisa, Mr. Gastaldo, and Kaylee. Your support is truly appreciated.